You know what? I actually found the picture from last November 2019 or something, a year ago, of this Vanda, and I actually had it in moss. I'll insert it somewhere. Might have already insert, but I was thinking that if it was in moss and it was doing quite okay, I might have to actually think about this media for a while. I'll check what did I got here, because it's something like everybody says that put Vandas into big bark, it likes it that way. Apparently it's not liking it that way, this one. I'm taking a look what I got here. Just peeling off. Are you in the focus? No, you're not. Just peeling off all the... Well, it is moist, I tell you that. But all the roots in here, they are dead. So I'll clean this up, cut off some roots, might actually take it off from here. Well, at least it's moist. It's not that, it's just that for some odd reason it has aborted those roots and it's not doing now that great. So I'm waiting for it to, yeah. Okay, I'm getting the scissors out and I'm going to cut off those, might repot it into smaller pots. We'll see what I find and attach it again, but no wonder if it's not doing okay. So don't know what has happened in meantime. I do have some new root tips there. Not sure if it's going to survive. It's okay, but I really need to, well, go through with this, but I might actually cut off that end. So I'll be back just a second. No wonder it's not doing well. If I find the wet. So there's no point of me for watering it if it's not actually even getting any water into it. Honestly. I think I'm going to go and cut it there. Not sure if those up higher up above the roots are okay or not. Oh, hello. I actually saw a little insect. It's this red small, it looks like spider. It's not spider mite, it's actually eating the spider mite and everything that are related. Anything you can have like pests or anything. All those plants which have been out during the summer usually get in my area, they get those little mites which are eating up all the dead. Well, all the dead. Well, they are dead after they have got them. But anyway, every pot that are staying out during the summertime, they actually get these mites and they just stay there in my pots. Yeah, not sure if that's live or not. It looks dead, but because it's hard, I'm going to be okay with that. But this was completely my fault. I think there's coming root out somewhere there. I'm not going to be... Yeah, I think it's going to push out some new roots. So I'll go and find it some smaller place to grow. But I really have screwed up this Vanda so badly. Luckily, it's one of those which are really like hardy. So I think it's going to be okay. But I think I'm going to put this into moss. I'm sorry, but big bark in this environment with Vandas, it's just not doing them good. I actually have with my Brinker Stylus, even though I have the big bark at the bottom, there is like around the roots I have put like smaller bark and some sphagnum. So I'm going to continue with this one. Just a second, I'll clean this up, make everything ready. This was kind of like ad hoc video, but I wanted to show you what's wrong with it because I showed you the plant. So I'm showing you also the cure. Not sure if it's going to be long enough to have its own video or just going to go with the Vandas. I'll let you know later. I'll be back. So first thing we do, we decide the pot. I know these are a bit too big, but I'm going to put the bottom layer with the bigger bark because this is going to have quite an extensive root system. So if I put like in the width is okay with this root system, as you can see, it's accommodating it, but the deep, it's a way too deep pot. So I'm going to have like that old bark inside of there, which are okay. This would be bad. Well, it's quite the same, and I like the idea that I can actually see what the roots are doing. So we'll go with this one. I'll just put an extra layer of bigger bark and then the sphagnum and stuff, so it gets good start. But let me start. I think I'll soak the whole Vanda in water before I'm going to put it inside of there. I think I'm going to do that. I'll just drop it into the water, let it sink in, and get like foliar feed. I'm going to put some seaweed extract there, and let's see if I'm going to be able to actually save this. I'll stop here. I'll end it here and might continue tomorrow, and we'll see after a day of soaking. Okay, let's continue. I left this Vanda soaking yesterday evening, and there was seaweed extract, Epsom salt, I think. Or did I put Calmac? Oh my gosh, I was so just ad hoc doing this, so maybe you have it there when I'm editing this. So yeah, so I'm putting this back into moss because I have that one picture which I checked last fall. I actually had it with loose moss, but because I'm doing the way I was thinking that I was doing the wrong way, so that's why I changed it into the bigger bark when I got it last December or something. And it seems to have deteriorated. I'm not sure if it's because of the bark or is it like, was it some other reason, but anyway, if it has done well in the moss, I'm going to continue with the moss. And my idea was to try this. I'm hoping not to fall off on the table everything, so I'm hoping you can actually see. So it's pumice. I got it from Rölke. Oh, that's not a good thing. Okay, I'll stir it into the into the moist. I think I should be watering it or something. There is coming like this really fine dust, and I don't think it's anything good. So let's see if I'm able to actually. Hold on a sec. Now then, I know I shouldn't supposed to be testing with this poor thing because it's already in a bad shape, but I don't think the pumice is doing anything wrong. And to be honest, otherwise I would be using the medium-sized bark. This is the pot. I know there is a little bit like remnants or something. I cannot get them off, and I have been dunking this into the 5 and 20, so it should be technically clean, even though it's not looking like clean. So, and if the plant goes down because of those little marks, that's the way it goes. Oh yeah, and here's the bigger coarse bark, which I'm putting on the bottom. I actually have to see how much I'm adding it. I have to put it a bit lower due to the fact that I'm going to hang it up. So that should do quite well. And now to the medium. I know some of these are going to fall down into the pot, but that's expected. And next I'm going to put my plant in there. So I know that these roots doesn't look that good, but because they are firm, they are not any way bad. So I'm assuming they are still capable of branching or rejuvenating or something, or at least to give it time to get this root going and that root going. So let's see if I'm able to actually save this plant. It has gone this far, so maybe I'm going to be much better with this one now. I haven't checked, but I think pumice was something like a lava rock or something. Similar to perlite, but bit bigger. So I thought that I'll go with that, because I hate it when the perlite is like going all around and everywhere. I do have some perlite here because I used some used up media too. Hold on a second, I need to take that off. Are you in focus still? I just remembered this is quite low. Hold on a sec. Sorry about that shakiness. Oh. I'm taking off these because I don't want anything to be left there. Don't want to disturb that too much. Never thought that I would be using tweezers with Vanda. So this poor thing, at one point, it had like, last summer I kept it outside. I put it underneath the tree when I put it into the moss. I put it under the tree, and then I realized that the birds had gone to fetch some moss from this plant, poor thing, and they have been like pecking on the roots and all this sort of things, and it was quite late when I realized that, and it had like that was the one part when it first time it got really bad way last June. I'm putting some perlite there because, well, pumice actually, because there is the bottom of this plant. And so they just had their festivity with this one and got some, well, they needed the moss for their bird's nest and stuff like that. I'm quite okay with that, but it's not nice because my plant wasn't doing so well. So I moved it closer to my backyard, the back door, I mean, closer to the back door. And after that it was quite okay, and then I refilled the pot with the moss, and I'm not sure what I'm trying to do here. Just trying to get underneath it, this pumice, in order to like keep it off so that the moss won't be wetting the bottom of this. But where is the bottom of this? Okay, now I got it. Yeah, although it's supposed to be okay, I don't like to keep like anything like that when it's monopodial on the moss, especially as I had cut it yesterday, and yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm making so much mess here. Yeah, okay. So I think that should be okay. Just gave it some fertilizers before, and I might actually give it something to moisten the root as well. It's a bit funky, that one root, so this is like a bit higher up there. How well this can support itself. I might actually put something to hold it. Needed to check that it was recording. Don't want to make the same mistake again. Okay, where do I put you? And I didn't check the holes that I was making free. Yeah, you need. Okay, that's a big one, so I can use that one. I'm going to attach this really loosely because I don't want to suffocate it. I just want to hold it. And there's another one. This was an old hole which has been there for a long time already. If you can actually see something, now you can see something. Whoopsie daisy, that was too hard. Now to do two things at a time. Okay, come out. Okay. I need to actually check my Dracula and all the other things outside. I have them still outside. It's only like around 10 degrees normally, and because my terrace is sheltered and it's facing southwest, so it's getting quite a lot of warmth, so I don't think it's going that low, but I need to check because I have like this cool growing oncidium types in there. Need to cut these. Not the best thing to do to use those scissors, because they are not for this one, they are for the roots. I have actually lost my secateurs. Don't know where they are. I have put them somewhere safe, I know. But I cannot find the safe. So yeah. Okay, that's not ideal, but it'll do for now. I should actually get some sort of like pliers which cuts cords and stuff, which are made for cutting these sort of things. I've been dreaming of buying myself that sort of like toolboxes, really the big ones, which you have like this really amazing tools in there. And so that's my goal next time. I just need to Google them and look at which one is good, and basically getting like a good tools for decent price, so nobody's going to be selling me anything. What on earth is there? Oh yeah, I think that's the leaf which never made it. I'm really surprised what's or I'm really waiting for those. What are those? Do you actually know what are those? They look really odd. It's like two antennas coming out of it. It might be cakey though, but I'm really fascinated to know what this is going to do next. And that one, I think it's a cakey. I hope it's a cakey and not like a how do you call it? A flower spike. Dear, I need more coffee. I don't even remember words now. I think I need to put it a bit lower here, as I'm suspecting there is coming root out. Yeah, that's one of the things. I might need to actually lower this. Hold on a sec. Let me get back to you when I've lowered this down. And yeah, I think that was much more wiser, because that way if there is coming a root, it can actually climb up over it, so rather than trying to push out. I think it's like it's bulging like this one, so that way it can actually grow a new root. And because this is see-through, I can actually see where it's going, and this is now going to go and enjoy some tender care on the windowsill, as long as there is actually some. Where on earth I put those? Yeah, those are there, I think. I had a bit of issue getting like the holes in a wise way here, because this is a really old pot. I've been like using this probably 2 years now, so it's not that good quality, and therefore it's breaking up quite easily. Let's see if this is a way too close. I don't want to make more holes, but if I have to, I'll have to. But I assume this is going to be quite okay. It's going to hold this thing upwards and support it even more, I guess. Well, I don't even guess, I assume. Well, that's the same thing. I'm really not making sense. Sorry, I drank only one coffee and it's morning when I'm doing this. So yeah, a Sunday morning. You cannot expect too much from me. So yeah, I think it looks good, don't you? Poor thing. I'm really hoping it's going to survive. I feel so guilty because it's my fault. But on the other hand, I'm sure it'll bounce back because of the new roots and all. And now that I took it off from the bad media and it's back into the moisture. And anyway, because there is so much like, even if I would be soaking it or putting it down, because I might, if it needs, I might keep this up underneath the lights for the winter. I wasn't planning on to keep it under the light for the winter, but that's like, I think it's too harsh for it now that it's just recuperating. So I'll take off these hangers when the day length is too short, and then I'm going to put it into some sort of mask and even though it would be there, it's still like, as you can see, it's really airy underneath there, so it's not sitting on wet media, but the sphagnum is going to keep it happy. And underneath the, well, bridezone, I guess, I'm not sure, well, underneath there is like the pumice to not getting the soggy media underneath the plant, so it's not going to be like, yeah, just well, let's hope. Okay, I'm actually going to record the next repotting, because I have to put in the bigger pot one of my stanhopias, the biggest one. It's the Tigrina, and I don't like the look of the media, and I haven't seen the new growth for a long time, so I assume it's jammed somewhere. You'll see soon. So well, you don't see soon, you see next week. So I'm going to record that for you, and next week you'll see my Tigrina repotting. So let me get back to you with that one. Bye bye.